I'll have you state your full name and spell your last name for the record, please.
John Lee, L-E-E.
Mr. Lee, were you in the room earlier when I went through the penalties for perjury?
Just now I was, yeah.
Okay. And do you understand what perjury is?
I do.
And being advised of the potential penalties for perjury, do you promise to tell the truth in this case tonight?
I do.
All right. Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay. Your Honor and Commissioners, I appreciate the opportunity to be here tonight. And to start off, I'm a purple cow guy.
Okay.
I think there's more of us than brown cows, so make note of that. Currently, I serve as the president of the Bismarck Public School Board. I am here on my own behalf. I'm not representing the board. Obviously been involved extensively through looking at demographics and working with demographers and looking at how our city's growing and where we're putting our schools. So when I saw the proposed pipeline and how close it was to the northeast and the northern side, I do have some concerns about the growth of our city and what that may mean in the future, where we plan to put schools, where people decide to live. Thinking of Silver Ranch in particular, we have a proposed CTE building that will be going up there within the next year, as well as Silver Ranch Elementary and Sunrise Elementary, which isn't that far away. So I think the concerns as a parent and as a stakeholder and a resident of the city really is for the safety of our citizens, and in particular the least among us, our kids. It does frighten me a little bit that this is a new product that's moving through a pipeline. We're kind of a pipeline city, so I think everybody's pretty used to pipelines, but not this product moving through a pipeline. And when you hear information from both sides, it's tough to make sense of everything. But when you think of evacuating a place, and we talk about safety plans all the time with our kids and all the terrible scenarios that could come up, but you think about evacuating a school, you would really need a fleet of EV vehicles, electric vehicles, to get people out. And that concerns me a little bit because I haven't really been privy to a plan of how that would work with residents or with our schools. So my concern is that, and just the growth of our city. The two biggest things that I wanted to get across tonight. There's just that potential barrier it could create, and I would just, ask what's best for our community. It doesn't make sense to me that we would run the pipeline right up to the edge of one of the most populous areas in the state. Not opposed to the project per se, or certainly not opposed to pipelines, but just wonder why it has to be so close. I want to end by saying these are really tough issues, and I wholeheartedly trust our elected officials to keep our community safe, and I really do thank you for your service. Whatever happens with this, my trust is in you, and I appreciate what you do. That's all I have.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Bender, any questions?
I don't have any questions.
Mr. Pelham?
Good evening, Mr. Lee. Has, to your knowledge, Summit communicated at all with Bismarck Public Schools?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Do you know whether or not there's any type of safety plan or training plan or anything like that as far as this proposed line?
There is none that I've seen, and I would expect to have seen it being the president of the school board.
Thank you, sir. I don't have any other questions.
Mr. Jordy, any questions?
Yes, thank you. Given the known risks and foreseeable risks of this potential pipeline, would you be more or less likely to support locating a new school on or near the pipeline?
I would not personally support that. I'm 1/5 of the governing body, but I'm having a little bit of regret having built Silver Ranch where it's at, knowing that this could happen. I'm not going to lie, I've lost sleep at night.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your concern.
Mr. Bakke, any questions?
Yes, Mr. Lee, the Bismarck School Board recently passed a resolution in regards to the location of this pipeline. What was the nature of that resolution?
The nature of the resolution was really to support what the county and city has done, and the board was very uncomfortable with making a strong statement, not feeling equipped with enough information to do so. But the resolution really said that we support what the city and county has done in regards to this, even as far as we support our public Service Commission.
That's all I have.
Commissioner Chrisman?
I don't think I have any questions. Thank you for being here, John.
Commissioner Haugen-Hoffert?
Yes, I have a couple. First of all, thank you for your service to the school board and our children. So serving on the school board, have you received calls from parents from the Silver Ranch Elementary regarding the CO2 pipeline?
I have.
About how many calls have you received?
One call, but if we're talking all communication, maybe 4. It's not overwhelming.
Okay, but what's the consensus of the communication you're receiving from parents?
Well, it's like most things. People don't speak up unless they feel really strongly about it, and most of them are just concerned the safety of their kids. If the pipeline were to go where it's proposed.
Have you, as a school board, discussed if this pipeline is approved, action plans or anything?
Not at this point. I think it would have to certainly be talked about as we look at our strategic plan and facilities and what this means. But we have not had any discussions so far.
Okay. No further questions. Thank you, John.
Okay.
Mr. Dawson, any questions?
No questions. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Lee.
Thank you.